going around the table, do you want 50-50 or do you want a guy to be a provider?
I think I want to be a stay-at-home mom, so probably provider.
Provider.
I just want a partner.
Into the mics, guys.
Partner.
50-50.
50-50.
Into the mics.
Partner. I want provider. I would love to be a stay-at-home mother.
A provider, because my role is as a homemaker.
Okay.
A provider.
Okay, so pretty much everyone here except for, was it one? And just two, maybe two of you?
50-50.
We're fine with 50-50. So you mentioned like this inequality when it comes to money, right? The wage gap, which has been debunked. Based off of just your answers, now there's a whole bunch of factors that go into the wage gap. For example, men work more dangerous jobs. They're more likely to work overtime. They're more likely to relocate. They work more hours. They go into different fields than women, and that's all choice, right? These are choices that people make. One of the big things that occurs to me on this whole like wage gap thing, and women should make the same amount of money as men. And why is it that men occupy all these positions of power and the top paying jobs and the C-suite when it comes to corporations, executive jobs, so forth? Could it be, given all of your answers here, that you want a provider, that men have a mating pressure on them, a very real mating pressure that does not exist in women? So if there's like a large cohort of women, again, some women are okay with 50-50. I don't know what the exact breakdown is, and maybe it's 40%, 50%, 60% of women want a guy to be a provider. They want a sole breadwinner. Then wouldn't that on its own explain why men occupy these top positions of power, why they make more money than women? Because there's a pressure on them from women that same pressure does not exist on any of you. Any of you can find a guy, and probably that guy will not give a fuck about your career. Like, he won't really factor in the money that you're bringing to the relationship.
Well,
so
We don't represent the entire female population.
Right, but I said even if it's 20% of women want a provider and all the other women want 50%, that is statistically significant enough to put enough pressure on men to be more motivated and more inclined to be providers, to go make a fuck ton of money, to go out and conquer and conquest and get those top echelon positions in society. In addition to just the money, women are also attracted to status. So powerful men at the top echelons of corporations, government, women are attracted to status. Men don't really care about status. So I mean, I think that kind of, it's just your whole, the reason I'm bringing it up, you're making this point of feminist for the general population, but I'm personally traditional. You can't have this like massive push for like, men and women need to make the exact same amount of money, but I'll only date a guy who makes more money than me. But the wage gap, but also I like high status men with good paying jobs and I want him to be the sole breadwinner. If there's enough women that are putting this mating pressure on men, then of course men are going to go out and we are going to inevitably end up in those high paying jobs, and we're gonna take the positions of power. The patriarchy.
You act like both of those things can't coexist at the same time, though. We could have women who want to be CEOs and then how men are the CEOs. I get your point of like what you're trying to make, but if anything, bless you, I think it has more to do with still overcoming parts of history. Not saying that women are allowed to run for those positions, but they're still getting out of the mindset of where they believe that they can.
Men are more motivated to get, broadly speaking, generally speaking.
I don't know about
yes.
that. If men are more motivated, then why are more women in higher education than men?
Because feminism has rigged the game. It's rigged the system to basically all through, even if you look at how they've rewired, I don't know the specifics on this, maybe Andrew has something on this, how they've kind of changed to some degree how education is done, starting even at the kindergarten level, to sort of, I don't know if pander is the right word, but to cater to the more female way of learning. And there's all kinds of
like what?
I can't. Nothing's occurring to me that I can give you an example.
Like people
but
with like ADHD and stuff. Like
well,
that
here
also doesn't help people. Like
I can answer this actually.
Systems.
Affirmative action, for example, since 1979, there's been more women going to college and graduating from college. That's almost that's what, 40 plus years, more women have been going to college than men. We've done this through affirmative action. There's more scholarships for women.
Okay. More
I would also
scholarships for women.
Add
I've
though
never gotten a
that women can
scholarship.
conform easier
Right, I
in
never
the
did
classroom
either.
than men.
What's that?
I don't think that it's like the school system's rigged for women. I think that women can just conform to it better.
I mean, there's
Women
certainly
are like better. I mean, you don't really pin, or you pin what, like ADHD. You get
Yeah.
like underdiagnosed with women because women can just kind of deal with it.
Mask it.
well, I mean,
Yeah,
there's
they
there's
can
a
mask
when
it.
it comes
Same
to
with autism.
sure when it, I mean,
Yeah,
but
that's
when it comes to that, I mean, you have a certainly an overrepresentation of women when it comes to elementary school teachers.
Yeah.
And typically, so women have a in-group bias for women.
I think it's more of like social, like, I don't know, just better adapting to like social environments.
Well,
They
and I
communicate
also think
better in a lot of
men
ways,
need to,
too.
or boys, you know, I don't know, I'm not super privy to this, but I think boys probably need more breaks to like go out and do PE, but it's, I don't think, honestly, I don't think anyone is meant to sit in a chair and listen to somebody else speak for like 9 hours.
Yeah.
I could be wrong
I
on that
also
one,
agree with that,
but
yeah.
I think school education, its purpose is to basically prepare you to be a good worker drone, a worker slave. Okay, sit here, shut up, listen, do what you're told, do
Yeah.
this fucking bullshit
Yeah.
task. So
America and China have the longest school days. Most schools in other countries are only 4 to 6 hours.
So-
long.
And then God forbid they even teach us anything we need to know.
But it's
like,
just so
to
interesting,
we
like-
live
only
in the
have
world.
school
Here.
because people need to go to work.